How's it going, everybody? My name is LuckyBunz, and in today's video we're going to be going over everything you need to know for the simply groundbreaking event in Pokemon GO. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first of all, this event is going to be taking place from November 15th to November 17th from 10 AM to 8 PM local time. Now, as far as the bonuses go, we're only going to have one bonus. It's going to be a 2x chance to receive extra large candy from catching Pokemon if you're level 31 or higher. Now, it wasn't also stated that we're going to have showcases featured during this event, but I would be kind of surprised if we don't actually get one for Drilbur, so if you happen to catch any double extra large Drilbur during this event, I would definitely hold on to them. Now, basically this event is just going to be featured around Drilbur, like that's the main Pokemon featured, and then it's also going to be debuting in Dynamax raids as well. Not to mention, Dynamax Drilbur, when evolved into Dynamax Excadrill, is going to be a key Pokemon to actually have against Gigantamax Toxtricity, which is going to be released during the upcoming Wild Area event later on during this month. So these raids are also going to be 1-star only, which means they're only going to cost 250 max particles per max battle, which means you can get about 3 to 4 done every single day. So you definitely have enough time during this event, which is going to be about 3 days, right? To get enough Dynamax Drilbur, hopefully some with good IVs, to evolve into Dynamax Excadrill. That being said though, even if you don't get any good IVs on your Dynamax Drilbur, I would still recommend evolving them just to get the Dynamax Excadrill. You don't have to power them up, you don't have to even give them their max move upgrades. Just having those alone is going to help out a lot more than you think. Now, if you do actually happen to get a good IV spread for your Dynamax Excadrill, then I would probably recommend powering it up to about level 30. Given how early it is too, we don't really know how difficult Gigantamax Toxtricity is going to be, so I wouldn't really recommend giving it any like max move upgrades, but at the same time, like if you want to, max attack would be the best option. And then as far as max guard goes, that's definitely a play as well, but we'll have to kind of figure out the strategies and what's worth investing into as we get closer to that event. I also forgot to mention, if you really want to take advantage of these Dynamax Drilbur raids, you can stack your MP before the event starts. So basically the way that I would do this is that I would get about 800 to 1000 MP ready to go on the 14th, and then when the event starts on the 15th, use all of those on Dynamax Drilbur, and then you can collect 800 MP again for that day. And then you pretty much have like enough time to honestly go through as many Dynamax Drilbur as you want to for free. And to be honest, if you get bored of doing these Dynamax Drilbur raids, we do also have the Dynamax Gen 8 starters as well as the Dynamax Gen 1 starters available. And as far as the Dynamax Gen 8 starters go, we haven't actually had their comm days yet, which means you definitely do want to secure a good IV spread for that potential comm day so you can get their legacy movesets. And as far as the Gen 1 starters go, I know that for a lot of you out there, you don't have enough candy on these Pokemon yet, so don't neglect these either. Like, once you're done with Dynamax Drilbur, you do have your pick between all 6 of these Pokemon. Now, as far as actually upgrading your max moves, as well as evolving your Dynamax Drilbur into Excadrill, you're going to need a decent amount of candy to do this, and thankfully we're actually going to have a lot of opportunity during this event to get that candy. So basically from the field research, as well as the timed research, you're going to get more encounters with Drilbur, as well as more candy and extra large candy. And if you Pinut Berry these Drilbur, you're going to get even more candy. When you actually evolve Drilbur into Excadrill, it only costs 50 candy, which is pretty accessible compared to most Pokemon in the game. Not to mention, you also have a 2x chance to receive more extra large candy from catching Pokemon during this event, so I mean, the odds of honestly getting the resources required for the upcoming Wild Area event are pretty high. That being said though, we do actually have some wild encounters featured during this event, so I'll go over those right now and then we can cover which ones are actually going to be worth focusing on. So we're going to have Jigglypuff, Diglett, Alolan Diglett, Rhyhorn, Phanpy, Whismur, Kricketot, Woobat, Drilbur, Noibat, and then for the rare spawn we're going to have Excadrill. Now what's actually really interesting too is that Excadrill during this event can be shiny in the wild. That doesn't normally happen. It's usually only the base stage forms, not their second stage forms. I'm hoping that at least one of you guys out there gets the shiny Excadrill in the wild. That would be so cool. If you do, let me know in the comment section down below. Now on top of all of that, there's also going to be a max hour for Drilbur on November 18th at 6 PM local time. This will actually be one day after the event ends, and it's honestly a little bit weird that they decided to do this, but given the max hour schedule, I guess it kind of makes sense. We're actually going to have another event starting on the 18th as well called Into the Wild, which I will be covering more in detail. But as far as, this max Drilbur hour, honestly, it's not anything that big. You're probably going to encounter plenty of Dynamax Drilbur in the wild, and these are going to be soloable raids, so the max hour is kind of redundant in a way, but it's a way for you guys to actually just kind of raid with other players if you want to, not that you really need to. You can probably get this done solo pretty easily. Now we do actually have 2 Pokemon that will be featured in Legendary and Mega Raids as well though, so let's go over those Pokemon right now. So the first Pokemon that we're going to talk about is going to be Lugia, the Legendary Raid Pokemon. So this will not actually have that much raid relevance, but it does actually have some pretty good PvP relevance in the Open Master League. Now, to be fair, it was actually a lot better before the Season 20 nerfs to Flying-type Pokemon, but I'm pretty sure it's going to make its way back into the meta at some point. Lugia is also going to have access to its signature moveset, Aeroblast, and combined with the fact that it can be shiny, this is probably your best time to raid for one if you don't already have a good IV spread. Now as far as the Mega Pokemon that we're going to have available during this event, we're going to have Mega Salamence, which is the third best Dragon-type Mega in the game, behind Mega Rayquaza and Mega Garchomp. If you weren't able to get a Mega Rayquaza during this past summer, I would strongly recommend raiding for this one. You also don't even need to have the exclusive Comday moveset Outrage on this Pokemon. You can just run it with Draco Meteor and that's going to be a great option as well. Now like I mentioned earlier, there's also going to be a few other Pokemon you guys want to focus on during this event, so let's cover those right now. So the first Pokemon is going to be Jigglypuff, which evolves into Wigglytuff. This will have relevance in the Open Great League, it's currently ranked 51 right now. We're also going to have Alolan Diglett, which can evolve into Alolan Dugtrio. Not a super meta relevant Pokemon, but it does rank within the top 200 for the Open Great League, so if you want to run a more spicy pig, you can definitely go with this. Now following that, let's talk about Rhyhorn, which evolves all the way up into Rhyperior. This Pokemon can be used as either a rock type attacker or a ground type attacker. For the ground type moveset, you want to go with Mudslap plus Earthquake, and then for the rock type moveset, you want to go with Smackdown plus Rock Wrecker. Now with that being said, Rock Wrecker is going to be a Comday exclusive moveset, so you will actually need an Elite Team if you want to get it on this Pokemon. But there is always a possibility that we may get an event in the future where you can actually evolve to get the moveset for free. So regardless what you guys decide to do, if you want to wait or if you just want to fully evolve it right now, you will need 125 candy and a Sinnoh Stone to go from Rhydon to Rhyperior. Next up we have Phanpy, which evolves into Donphan. This Pokemon has relevance in the Open Great League and the Open Ultra League. And then finally we have Drilbur, which evolves into Excadrill. This has relevance in the Ultra League, the Master League, and is a budget rate attacker. Now I would strongly recommend focusing all of your efforts on getting a good Dynamax Drilbur to evolve into Excadrill, because you can basically use it in all other aspects of the game, but unfortunately it doesn't work the other way around. So I would save a few of these for lucky trades if you really want to get a good IV spread. Now basically, like I said earlier, the main focus of this event is going to be Drilbur, but for any of the other Pokemon that I did mention that you're actually interested in, I do want to remind you that we do currently have the seasonal bonus of guaranteed extra large candy from trading Pokemon if you're level 31 or higher. So for example, I would strongly recommend taking advantage of Rhyhorn, which is going to be a really good Pokemon to get extra large candy on, which honestly isn't that common. Now we do actually have another seasonal bonus that I would strongly recommend taking advantage of. That's going to be the 1.5 times friendship experience. This is by far the best way to get experience in the game right now. For example, if you're actually getting close to hitting best friends with somebody, you can get a total of 300,000 experience with the Lucky Egg active, which is honestly insane. So basically, at minimum guys, I would recommend opening all of your gifts every single day to increase your friendship with different people. Whether you're getting close to great friends, ultra friends, or even best friends, honestly take advantage of this as much as possible. You gotta be consistent. And once you're actually out of sending gifts, your buddy Pokemon will bring you back 5 gifts. This usually happens about every 7 to 8 hours, which means you can get about 10 to 15 gifts every single day without even leaving your house. Now one more tip I want to recommend as well for opening gifts is going to be to hit the X button super quickly to skip the animation. This saves a ton of time when you're going through your daily 30. Now finally, let's go over the Mega Evolution you guys want to have active during this event to focus on more candy bonuses. So your Mega options are going to include Mega Steelix, Swampert, Garchomp, and Groudon. These all cover ground type Pokemon, which is basically the main theme of this event. And if you have any of these Pokemon at Mega Level 3, I would prioritize that one over the others for increased candy and extra large candy. But with that being said, that's basically everything I have for you guys in this video. It's going to be a pretty short event, all things considered, only 3 days long. Take advantage of the Drilbur candy, and if you guys do want to check out some more content in the meantime, watch these 2 videos right here. Before you go though, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all real soon in the next one.